This is the 7th podcast and the 7th of Elul. We're continuing a discussion of the blessings preceding the recital of the Shema. And the blessing we're looking at today is Yotzer Or, which says, "Blessed are you, Lord our God, ruler of the universe, who forms light and creates darkness, makes peace and creates everything. The one who illuminates the earth and those who dwell upon it with compassion, and in his goodness renews every day, continually, the work of creation." It's a lovely blessing. Not only mentioning the creation, and specifically the creation of light, but acknowledging the goodness and compassion of God. Dayenu, perhaps it would be enough if we just knew this about God. But it's not enough. There is so much more here, a long blessing. And indeed, the blessing explodes. What do I mean explodes? It literally bursts into a cascade of words of beauty and power. Moreover, each verse or phrase reveals a world behind it. It starts with an exclamation from Psalm 104. "How many are your works, Adonai? All of them you made with wisdom. The earth is full of your possessions." This line, one verse, is really a pointer to the entire psalm, which in a sense lies behind the curtain of that one verse. And that psalm is a hymn to creation, paralleling chapter 1 of Genesis. When you read it, the creation opens up in beauty, crying out to be visualized. It says to me, this whole blessing is supposed to be seen and heard in the mind's eye and ear, not just read, but imagined. It's a voyage of time, like Malick's film, but through the words of the ancient poet. The psalm gives humanity just one line of acknowledgement, saying, "Man goes out to his work and his labor till evening." It's very humbling. It reminds me of the line in Rosh Hashanah prayers, "Man is like a fading flower, a fleeting dream, in the face of the entire creation." And so we respond in humility in this blessing with a prayer for protection. "You, God, are eternal. Please have compassion. Be our strength and our refuge." Then there's another explosion. The letters appear, the letters of the Aleph Beit. Each letter, in my imagination of it speeding toward us like a shooting star out of the blackness, revealing a word, Aleph, El, Beit, Baruch, and so on. On Shabbat, they're not merely stars, but galaxies, not words, but whole verses. Each of these series becomes a poem, a song of exaltation. This is called an alphabetical acrostic. The letters are not merely signs, but forces in the cosmos itself. They are lights also, of a different kind. And we bless God once more for the magnificence, the radiance of the lights. Then sounds arise, fluttering, rushing. They are voices, becoming clearer, becoming music, song and hymn rising to a crescendo, separating to the right and left, now in counterpoint, back and forth. The verses sung here by angels of the invisible world reveal behind the curtain other visions, other voices, those of the prophets who encountered angels hearing them sing. The whole earth is filled with his glory. Blessed is the glory of the Lord from his place, are the words we hear. We acknowledge them and repeat them with awe. And one more revelation. There's a poem whose praises conceal and reveal, by their concealing, the planets whirling over our heads, hinting at divine powers, and proclaiming that God alone does the things that we have sometimes attributed to the planets. Great deeds, creating new things, leading battles, sowing seeds of righteousness, healing and saving from danger. And so we affirm again, in his goodness, he renews every day continually the work of creation. A praise for him who made the great lights, for his kindness endures forever. This is the framework that arises before us in the first blessing before the Shema, when we allow ourselves to enter its imaginal world. We can experience an entire cosmos of visible and invisible glory, of light and lights, sound and voices. We are amazed and humbled and exalted to join in the cosmic song. The sages the sages gave us these verses to remember the stage on which we are playing. The cosmos does not bend to our will, nor do the lights of the visible and invisible worlds. And yet, we are seen here. We are given the voice to speak of it. What man can see God and live? The people once asked after Sinai. And yet they did. No one can see my face, said God, and yet we can see this glory. To put it another way, we are on a cosmic stage, a stage composed of the physics of light and sound for our external eyes and ears, but behind every external is a revelation of the hidden, the eternal, the light of creativity and imagination for our inner being. The world of creation. It's also the light of renewal that is symbolized every month by the moon and in the cycles marked by our new year, Rosh Hashanah. And this blessing affirms twice at the beginning and the end the continuous creation of the universe, renewed every day continually. We too are renewing a covenant daily, every time we say Shema. And also, this blessing inserts a prayer before the closing phrase, a new light may you shine on Zion, and may we all soon merit that light. Because the renewal of the Jewish people together in the land of Israel has always been part of that dream. The blessing ends, blessed are you, God, who forms the radiant lights. The light at the beginning has become many lights, the illuminations that have come with every revolution of the galaxy and every phase in the evolution of the world. In this expanded reality, what is our covenant with God? What does it mean? To be continued. And if you want to see more on the allusions discussed here, the background of the prayers, please do check out my book, Loving Prayer, a study guide to everyday Jewish prayers.